Everybody, Ginger here with another episode of Fighting the Void. With me is my once again restored to her corporeal form co-host Crystal.
Hello.
And today, I actually have to start off with an apology today. We were going to have a gentleman on name of Ken. He was going to be sharing his story about how his girlfriend had an abortion when he was in his 20s and very much against his will. He, not blindfolded Bethany. She had shared the story with me, and I reached out, and he and or his wife had agreed to come on the show and everything. But this is on me. I think I forgot. I don't think I clarified the time zones. I think they're farther west than I am. So this one's on me as far as them not being here. We will try to get this rectified as soon as possible so that we can actually get one or both of them on to share the story. Because looking at the Twitter account, which I'm going to go ahead and give that to you guys right now, it's at Christy310500061, random account generator. And she's got her own very moving abortion story, but clearly they've both been able to move on and everything, and have his wife Christine is a sidewalk counselor and everything, so doing work outside abortion clinics, trying to convince people to not go through with it. So, and anyway, in the meantime, since we're here, I figured we'd at least bring up Ken's thread and read through that and discuss it a little bit. And then, like I said, we'll try to get them back on at another time as soon as we possibly can, and actually confirm the time zones and everything so that there isn't any confusion and so that I don't look like more of a retard. So,
it happens.
It does. I look like a retard on a fairly periodic basis. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. Okay, so it starts off. This is on his wife Christine's account, which is the Twitter account that I just gave you guys. So it starts off. My name is Ken. I was 23 years old, and my girlfriend / fiance at the time was 16 weeks pregnant with our child. His name is Jacob. One day in 2006, she woke up and wanted to abort our son. I did everything that I could to be a voice for our son to keep him alive. But his mother continued to want an abortion. There was no need to have an abortion. My girlfriend just wanted out of the pregnancy with our son. A friend of hers drove her to Planned Parenthood in Albuquerque. The abortion of my son was completed against my will. I was hurting, feeling like I didn't do enough to save my child from going through the agonizing death of abortion. Our relationship ended that day. I was angry with God. I could not understand why he would let this happen. I started drinking heavily to the point where I was driving home drunk, not caring who would get hurt by my carelessness. I tried to commit suicide because I couldn't come to terms that my son was gone. A year and a half later, the friend who drove her to Planned Parenthood unknowingly walked into my place of employment and said, "I'm sorry for my part in driving her to an abortion appointment." I began to heal, but in silence. I met my wife, Christina, in 2009, and we married in 2010. We have 2 sons, Eric and Alex. I was overjoyed that God was blessing me with more children, but I was missing Jacob a lot more because I felt that he should have been here with his younger brothers. My wife has said multiple times she has adopted Jacob as her own child. In 2016, after years of pain, I went through a healing program at Surrendered Hearts. My family and I had a wonderful birthday candlelight vigil for Jacob's 10th birthday in November 2018, which gave me healing. I have attended Rachel's Vineyard healing retreats as well. It is because of my wife and sons that I am silent no more, and that's the end of the thread. If you recall, that's the Silent No More. That's campaign. That's a movement, an organization rather, that's out there and helps to give a platform and a voice to people that have had an abortion, or in Ken's case, who played some other role or suffered because of it. Because Ken, he didn't play any sort of role. He just couldn't physically stop his fiance from going through with it. So yeah, that's quite the freaking story.
Mm.
And in any case, well, I don't know your thoughts, Crystal.
It makes me think of that latest event where it was that video of the guy who was crying out to his wife outside the clinic, begging her not to go through with it, even
Oh
though
yeah, I remember that.
like it just makes me think of that. And it's like I really don't know what I can say without actually causing myself to cry right now. But it's hard.
Yeah,
It really is hard and difficult. And granted, those were two different situations where, in his case, the girlfriend, clearly didn't want it. And in the most recent case, it was, well, at least supposedly, it was they both wanted this child, but her family, who has a history of being abusive towards her and manipulative towards her, convinced her to get rid of it,
yeah,
to
yeah,
kill it. And it's either way, it's like it's hard to see the pain it causes people.
yeah. It is. It is. And men like Ken or like the guy in that video, they really are the hidden victims of
Yeah.
that. People that they desperately don't want it to happen, but because of the way our laws are currently, there's literally nothing they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're willing, they're able, and just there's literally nothing they can do except beg.
Yeah.
And there's no words to really say. I guess the only thing I can say for the moment is anyone who's in a situation like that, do whatever you can that isn't going to end you up in jail to try to prevent it, and pray. If you've already gone through a situation like this, please just go ahead and do what Ken did. Find yourself a Rachel's Vineyard retreat or something like it that specializes in dealing with this kind of trauma, because I can't imagine too many bigger traumas. There aren't too many. I think like that and being raped, honestly, they've got to be like the two single biggest traumas that I can imagine. And yeah, so please seek out healing or anything. Or again, as we've said numerous times on this particular show, if you do need somebody to talk to, somebody that you can that will help you find some resources, let us know. You can find us on Twitter at Fighting Void, or Gmail at fightthevoid@gmail.com. And thank you, Kay, for posting the link to the video that Crystal referenced over there in the chat. Appreciate it. And we're not going to stretch this out too long because, like I said, I messed up not confirming the time with the guest and everything. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get on the horn with the guest, try to get this rescheduled for as soon as we possibly can, and actually get you a proper show. So again, I apologize. This one's on me, and we'll try to rectify this as soon as we can. So until next time, keep fighting the good fight.